Rarely has mankind hesitated to eradicate the creatures that stand in the path of his conquest. If we find intelligent species, ritual extraterrestrials, undesirable beings, invaders from another world, the rest must be destroyed if possible in our dark past. Watch out and pray.
Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, government agents, genetically evolved banana people, and anybody who might be listening. This is Close Encounters of the Podcast Kind. And hosting, as usual, it's me, Tasker, and we have our gray alien specialist today, Nick.
Tasker.
Yes.
Guess what, man? So I know that you always bring up anime on this podcast, yeah?
Yeah, I admit to it.
Because you really you enjoy this show, like this cartoon, right?
Yes, yeah.
So what I did was I did a little bit of internet searching, and I decided to watch an anime, one of these cartoons.
Okay. I'm at the edge of my seat.
Okay, I have a positive note and a negative note.
All right, let's hear them both.
The positive note is there was a lot of titties.
Yes,
there was a lot.
Copious, really.
Do you want to know what the bad stuff was, though?
What?
It's not in English, man. You didn't tell me that. So I don't know what the fuck anybody's saying.
Oh, man, we all know the basic rule of anime is subs before dubs. We all know that's basic knowledge.
I don't know what that means. You didn't tell me it wasn't in English. Like, I thought it was like, I couldn't understand a word anybody was saying, so I turned it off.
If I recall, not but 4 episodes ago, you said you could understand Japanese.
Look, I'm a chameleon. All right. I try to blend in with the current situation. If I have to tell a little white lie, then maybe I'll do that. I don't really know Japanese.
Yeah,
I can order off of a menu if I go to a Japanese restaurant. Can I please get the gyoza dumplings? I say it like that, and then they look at me strange. But they're probably just impressed with my pronunciation.
They're just so blown away by your linguistic abilities that they just can't help but scowl, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, that was my story for you. I really hope you enjoy. I tried. I attempted to listen or to watch what you are interested in, and it was still shitty. So I'm sorry.
Hey, man, means a lot that you at least tried, So maybe I'll write you back into my will.
Okay, good.
Oh, boy. So today.
Yes, what are we doing today, buddy? I'm super excited.
Okay, yeah. This is a big treat for Nick because this is one of the creatures of the great beyond that really inspired this podcast and really inspired our arguing over the existence of alien life for all these years. But we're going into the Greys.
We're going into the Greys. This is okay, everybody. Do you remember those notebooks that you have from the reptilian episodes? Okay, I need you to gather them. Gather your pen. Get your pen protector ready. Dust off the notebooks and get ready for take some more notes because, again, this is basic shit. All right? You need to know this in order to pass the exam.
Yeah. And
email you all exams. Okay?
And actually, we're going to do the exams over Zoom because, that's what all the schools are doing nowadays.
Yeah. Apparently, that's the new hip thing. I don't trust it. You shouldn't trust it either. But I need you guys to start taking notes on this episode because this is going to lay the groundwork even more so for future episodes than Reptilians, okay?
Mm-hmm. And of course, this is another introductory series, Intro to Greys. This is Greys 101. This is all the base level. We're reaching out to people like me who don't know anything outside of the fact that these were little green men stickers that we used to get for 25 cents at the grocery store, which I don't even know if they do those anymore.
Ufology is not your culture to make fun of, okay? All right, everybody, we're making the stickers and thinking it's super hip, and they have like phone cases that have like an alien abducting a cow and it says "Take me with you" and all that bullshit. No, get that off of here. Get it off of here. All right, get it out of your head.
Take everything that you've known, and this is a whole new way of looking at things. To some people, this could be the enlightenment that leads them into becoming a total, complete jackass like us.
Yeah. Exactly. And so you're welcome for that. All right. Don't say I've never done anything for you guys. And before we do get into the episode, I do want to say thank you guys for the warm reception. Since we've launched our Facebook page, we have had a pretty good amount of likes.
Yeah, it feels
Really
good to have
appreciate
a yeah, it feels good to have a sense of community now. It's like we're talking to other people outside of like our moms and dogs.
Yeah, and it makes me look a little less crazy when I don't talk to myself. So it's very nice of you. There is a couple people in particular that we want to shout out. One of them is Crystal Rivas. Was very kind to us in a comment, and we really appreciate your support. And we're glad that we can be there for you during these unprecedented times.
Of course. And thank you also to Adrian Dumont. Your love is greatly appreciated and it keeps us going every single day.
Yeah, Adrian, you're the real MVP, buddy. All right. So let's get into the grades.
Yes, jumping right in. Take it away.
So extraterrestrials from the Zeta Reticuli star system, also known as Greys, are the basis for many abduction stories from around the world and are the quintessential alien species when the masses think of what an alien is. This will be another two-part species series where this episode will be more about the species itself and the second part will be more about the agenda. And I want to reiterate one more time. This is need to know to pass the class stuff. So get those notebooks out.
You should have like 3 notebooks by now, right?
I mean, with all the shit that I've been spewing out, dude, yeah, at least. I want a Cornell style notes, damn it.
Cornell, go fuck yourself. Those are the stupidest. They don't help at all.
All right, let's get into it by talking about their physical characteristics. They are usually fairly short, between 3 to 4 feet tall, like Tasker.
Yeah, exactly.
There are reports of taller variations of the Greys, up to almost 6 feet tall, but they are rare and are usually recognized as a completely different species in a certain theory that we will get into later. They have large, slanted, almond-shaped eyes that are pitch black. Really quick, I use the word slanted. I don't mean like in like an Asian way, you know? Like I don't want to, like, oh, hero, you know, like I don't want to like, but it's definitely they're slanted to like they're angular. All right, maybe I should have used the word angular.
You'll watch one episode of anime and you're already like trying to defend the Japanese, huh?
Go Menasai, dude. See, I told you I speak a little bit of Japanese.
I don't even know if it's true or not. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. You slip in and out so quickly.
I'm like an agent. I'm like a spy, dude. You'll never fucking know when I'm telling the truth or not.
Add some allure to that mystery.
Their eyes have no discernible irises or pupils. They are just completely black. Kind of like when you picture like a fly's eye or like Kim Kardashian's eyes. You know what I mean? Just like completely barren of all color.
That lifelessness, which by the way, I heard Kim K was selling emergency kits, like coronavirus emergency kits for $60 a pop. God. Basically profiting off of us poor people trying to make it through.
Let me guess what was in the kit first off.
Okay.
I'm going to say it was some kind of lip liner. There was probably some collagen like in little packages in there that you could inject yourself, used needles, and uncensored photos of her nude for your enjoyment. Was that it for $60?
I don't know for sure, but sounds worth it for $60.
I mean, it's not the worst price to pay, but I mean, don't they have enough money? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm looking at it up right now. It's called a Judy.
A Judy?
Yeah, the kits range from $60 to $250. It's got like it works as like a little. So let's go to the most expensive one. It looks like it's like a big tub. Everything you need for up to 72 hours of self-sufficiency. Now it wants me to sign up for their newsletter. Okay, here we go. It's got a radio, a multi-tool, AAA batteries, a phone charger, multi-purpose bag, duct tape, flashlight. That's it?
For $250, that's it. Wow.
Oh, no. Oh, no, there's more. Okay.
Okay, I was about to fucking storm the gates.
Yeah, me too. Matches, hand warmers, candles, emergency blankets, gloves, glow sticks, a mask, a poncho, first aid. You could get all this shit.
Sounds like a raver's kit. This doesn't sounds like they're going to a rave. That's ridiculous.
You could literally buy the same thing for $50. And this is $200 more because Kim K. Oh my God, that's so frustrating. Do you think Kim K and the Greys have something in common with that lifelessness and the willing to take advantage of the American people?
I fucking knew it, dude, from day one when I saw this show called Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and I said, "Wow, people watch this, huh?" And I knew from that day forward she was part of the problem.
Did you feel the microwaves coming that tried to fry your brain while you watched it?
Yeah, from the HARP transmitter.
Yeah. We will have to go to the HARP transmitter another time. So for now, let's mosey on back to Grey's. We are on Angled Eyes.
Angled Eyes. Okay, so I will take back the slanted. I apologize. Just know that I am part Japanese, so I can technically get away with that. But the fact that Tasker was laughing at it is kind of racist, and I want to point that out.
Oh man, can't wait for the repercussions of that, huh?
No, you're gonna. Now we have a Facebook. You're screwed.
Yeah, it's all over now. We used to get away with it. Now we have a community. So sorry, guys.
The Greys have very large heads, definitely not in scale with the rest of their bodies, like bobbleheads, right? You guys have played Fallout 4. You collect those little bobbleheads. That's what they kind of look like, just big ass heads. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have very big mouths, so you could imagine fellatio is not on the table, right?
Nah.
With their species, they're actually just tiny little slits under the hole where their nose should be. Okay, there's like 2 holes where their nose should be, and then underneath that is like a little slit of a mouth, just small enough to fit something in there.
Barely.
If you push hard enough.
Yeah. I mean, some people might be into that, but most people, I think, could just be painful.
Yeah. They are lanky and don't have a lot of muscle or fat. Their arms are also not proportionate to their body because they're fairly long. Some people say that their hands even reach down all the way to their knees when just fully extended at the sides, like a monkey.
Ah.
And at the end of these long, lanky arms, they have 3-fingered hands. Some people say are webbed and some people say are not webbed. Now, an interesting note, in almost all reports of the Greys, they don't have genitals, right? They're like a Ken doll down there. There's nothing. It's like a mound, and that's it. So there's no vagina, there's no wiener, there's nothing down there. And for most cases, there's no tits. We will, in a future episode, get into something where there was a case where there was one with tits. But it just kind of sounds like a fanfic, so I have to do some research on that.
Yeah, I'll have to confirm whether or not that's actually something before y'all get too excited.
Exactly. And
No,
last, what's that?
I was just gonna say, so they just got one big old pelvic mound right to the gooch, huh?
Right down to the gooch. It's like it's just like a tidal wave of smoothness going from the front to the back. There's nothing there.
Oh,
So technically, there's no gooch because there's nothing in between anything. You know what I mean?
A butthole's not a genital, right?
I don't think they have buttholes either. I'm not sure. Nobody's gotten that far. Nobody's told them to bend over. It's usually the other way around.
So if any of y'all get abducted, tell us if they have buttholes, just like the Cats movie.
Yeah, and then we'll petition for it.
Yeah, no, we're breaking ground today. This is great.
This is good, guys. And last but not least, they have rough textured gray skin, as their name implies. There have been reports of similar looking extraterrestrials, with the only difference being skin color, not to get racist, but some of these colors being tan, white, and green. And again, I don't see color, right? I believe we're all just different colors on the same rainbow, on the same quilt. Tasker, on the other hand,
what? Why me?
He laughs when I joke about Asian people, for instance, and that's yellow and that's racist.
How do you know it's not nervous laughter?
That's a good point. Okay, but we will get into the white ones later, okay? And I don't want to be all like American History X about it. We'll be getting into the white ones later on a certain theory, okay?
Yeah, because so basically, long story short, the different colors of the gray aliens kind of determines different things about them, but that's something we need to go into detail later, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And as far as clothing goes, there are some disagreements. Some say that the Greys wear a metallic-looking one-piece suit similar to a jumpsuit. Others say that they are just completely nude, walking around with their lack of junk out.
Oh yeah, that fat pelvic mound.
Oh yeah, just thrusting it, but nothing
Yeah.
swinging. All right, so that does it for the physical characteristics of the Greys. But next up, let's discuss the personality traits and non-physical characteristics of the Greys. There are not many details to go over here because they are so mysterious and quiet, according to reports. But there are some notable features to cover. The Greys are usually docile. They aren't aggressive in the way that reptilians are, right? Because we remember, flip through the notebook, flip through it. Point out the reptilian stuff. You guys know that they are war-minded creatures ready for world domination. The Greys, not so much, because they're not very physically intimidating, and you kind of feel like you could punt them like through a field goal. And they also don't like give you any reason to do that, except for some of the things they do to your butthole. But that's like different, you know what I mean? Like they're not going to eat you and they're not going to kill you and then like skin you.
Yeah, well, like reptilians are like the kids in the class that got forced to sit in the front by the teacher because they want to keep an eye on them because of how like over the top and loud and rambunctious they are. Whereas the Greys are kind of like, the dude in the back of the class who's, not quite a nerd, but not really like social at the same time. Like you talk to him, he's probably kind of chill, but like, you don't really see much of them. They leave like immediately after school and stuff.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it. So yeah, so they're docile. They're not going to harm. I'm okay. I don't want to say that. Depends on what your definition of harm is. We'll get into it more on the next episode, but they're not going to eat you and take over the world. Let's put it that way. Okay.
Yeah. So he's the nice kid at the back of the class who leaves right after school to go practice fisting at home afterwards, right?
Yes. So he's a closet pervert. That's what we're going to call Greys from now on. They're closet perverts.
I can dig it.
And without getting too into what Greys do, let's just say that despite what they do to their abductees, they try to be calming and reassuring to their victims. Very strange, right?
I was going to say that's sweet.
Oh, is it? Yeah. I mean, it's kind of nice. I mean, if you're going to be getting something shoved into your butthole for medical experiments, it's nice that at least the doctor kind of leans into your ear and it's like, hey, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Much longer. Just like, I know it's cold, but just like, it's just fine. It's fine. Well, so that's kind of nice.
Well, probably because when you're all tense and stuff, your butthole tenses up too. So they're just trying to like loosen it just a little bit more to make their own jobs easier. So it could just be practicality.
Could just give us a reach around. That would help a lot too. But
yeah, that'd be super cool. I mean, that's just being nice.
That's just being a good host.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't talk to their abductees though, because an overwhelming majority of cases and reports about the Greys have confirmed that they communicate telepathically.
So yeah, because they have little teeny mouths and probably don't even have vocal cords.
Exactly. So that's one of the reasons that we think the mouths are so small is because that they just don't use them. Through evolution, they just got smaller and smaller.
Ooh.
But this is most likely due as well to their advanced intelligence, which we will get deeper into and harder into later. Like a little bit later in the episode, we will be talking about this evolution that I brought up.
Sounds pretty good. So that the knowledge I've gathered from here is if you don't use it, it gets smaller over time. So take that as you will, fellas.
Oh, I was wondering why it's so small.
Yeah, man, you're not
brain, right? What are you talking about?
My wiener.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
I was talking about my brain.
Well, see, now we both have two different problems that if we work together, we can fix this.
So I give you brain.
Yep. And something like that. I think it all just ends with a candlelit dinner and a nice movie, flower petals maybe, and a ton of bacon grease.
I mean, we can make it work. Once this whole coronavirus thing is over and we're back to recording together, we can definitely hammer out the details on that. And maybe we'll make a Facebook party page or something for it, invite a bunch of people.
Yeah, it sounds great. So, yeah, to all you who's listening in the car with your kids, sorry.
Hey, you know what we've been saying from day one? It says explicit, all right? So if you're listening to this with your kids, yeah, fuck, man, it's your fault. You know what I mean? And also, Your mother doesn't love you. Okay.
This is guaranteed 100% true coming from us, coming from the source.
The Easter Bunny, he just visited yesterday. Psych, he's fake. All right. So stop having your kids listen to this.
I don't think most kids believe in the Easter Bunny. I think that's a pretty far off one.
All right. Well, then how about Santa Claus? We can go over all of them. All right. Santa's still real to me, though. Damn it.
Yeah, in the hearts and minds of us all.
Next up, let's now get into where exactly the Greys come from in our expansive universe. As mentioned before briefly, the Greys come from the star system Zeta Reticuli. Zeta Reticuli is a star system that helps contribute to the Reticulum constellation. Every time I see that word,
Rectum.
yes, exactly. I think of rectum, and I don't think that is a coincidence when we're talking about Greys.
Well, yeah. Well, we've already established that their lack of buttholes, so maybe the reticulum rectum thing. There's a connection here.
There's got to be some connection between the fact that maybe they do or don't have buttholes, and also the fact that they're so interested in ours.
I know, right? Do they shit? Now that's the real question. And is that why they're studying us? Is because they're trying to figure out how we do it or what it must be like. Or maybe they just really like butt play. I don't know.
I think it's a little bit of all of it, dude, because I don't know if they shit. I don't even think they eat. Nobody's ever seen them eat before.
Oh.
So if you don't eat, you don't shit. But we will get into maybe why that is in a little bit.
Mm-hmm. This has a lot more anal stuff than I expected.
It's going to be a lot worse next episode. It's going to be mostly anal next episode.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, if it's not your fetish now, it will be soon.
I'm going to force it. I mean, okay. Hold
on. Immaculate choice of words.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, man. Okay. What are you going to force?
I was just going to say, never mind. It's over. All right. Just forget what I said. Please don't call the police.
I love how you caught yourself too as soon as you said it. Okay. Wait. Zeta rectum.
Yes. Zeta. Okay. Let's just call it Zeta rectum from now on.
Okay.
So Zeta rectum is approximately 39.3 light years or 12 parsecs from the Earth. And to put that distance into perspective, our solar system's sun is about 93 million miles away from us, okay?
Mm-hmm.
1 light year is roughly 6 trillion miles.
Oof.
So you can imagine, with some difficulty because it is almost unfathomable, just how far away Zeta Reticuli is from us at almost 40 light years. That's a lot of miles.
So if you got Jeff Bezos's entire fortune and every dollar was 1 mile, that's about how far away this shit is.
No, that's about how far away 1 light year is.
Oh, fuck.
So 40 light years is where Zeta Reticuli is.
That's a lot of light years.
That's a lot of Jeff Bezos's. All right.
Yes.
A lot of Amazon dollars.
A lot of big shiny heads.
In order to get here from that distance, which they do,
Mm-hmm.
trust me, they have been here, which we will get into more later. The Greys must have some very advanced technology and intelligence to create that technology.
I'm sorry.
Are you laughing at the truth?
No, I just still have the giggles from earlier.
Oh, from the Force thing?
Yeah.
That was what we call in the business a slip up. And, it was a very poor choice of words when talking about butt play, and I apologize. At least I didn't tell you to bite the pillow before I said it.
Oh, it's like when you're in class and you hear something funny, but the lecture keeps going on and you have to like try to hold it. I was really trying to hold it in. Okay. Whew. Okay. I think I'm good now. So, oh man. Okay. So they're advanced. That's where we left off on.
Yes, that they're advanced. They have to be advanced enough to get 40 light years to our solar system, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I now want to get into one of the more convoluted subjects when it comes to the Greys. What exactly are they? And there are a few prominent theories that we should cover. The first theory is the most simple and straightforward one. They are simply extraterrestrial / extra-dimensional beings that reside somewhere out there in the universe.
Simple.
Exactly, right? This theory doesn't really need much explanation, as it's fairly self-explanatory. They're just highly advanced beings that either live in our plane of existence or on another, much like the reptilians and other species of extraterrestrials.
Yeah, that's kind of the more common. Like most people, I think that's common knowledge. I think.
Yeah, so it's just like another being out there, but the next one is where it gets a little bit more complicated. Perhaps the short gray aliens, which we have been talking about this whole time, are actually some kind of living android race created by another race in order to do work for them. And this work usually entails experimentation on other species.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not fucking kidding you, man. How do you feel right now? I haven't even gotten into this. I haven't even gotten into this theory yet, and you're hyped up. Are you ready for it?
No, quite the contrary. This is fucking stupid.
Oh my god, you haven't even heard it yet.
Yeah, they're what, psychic androids? What the hell? Well, I guess that explains the lack of genitalia. Okay, I'll just let you do your thing.
Exactly. Why would androids have tits?
Yeah.
Why would androids have wieners?
There's no point, but I'll let you talk about it, and then I'll see what I think.
Okay. So as far as which species created them, remember how I mentioned the taller white versions of the grays earlier?
Right.
Well, it's them, which people call the tall whites. Okay, that is what we're going to refer this specific species to as.
And that's not a Starbucks order.
That is, it is not, and it's not my nickname in high school either. No.
Oh, you wish.
The theory goes that the tall whites are actually the living, sentient, extraterrestrial beings that reside in Zeta Reticuli, and they created small, organic android versions of themselves in order to assist with them and their dirty work, which includes experimentation on other species, including us, human beings.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that make you feel, Tasker?
Yeah, makes a little
that fucking blown and not to know what to do about it.
It's not that blown. I feel like this is more or less like the same thing as the first theories. They are just extraterrestrial beings and stuff. They just have little robot slaves do their work for them.
Yes, but we've never seen the tall whites. So all we have contact with are these little android versions of them.
Well, how the fuck do we know there's even tall whites?
Man, I don't know. Look, it's just a theory. A game
theory.
Okay? That's all it is. But I mean, I don't know. It just could be the possibility. I mean, there might be some reports out there, people who have seen the tall whites. Otherwise, we wouldn't know of them, right? But I just didn't find any specific ones because I don't get paid for this shit.
Yeah, it sounds like a sloppy job on the tall whites. So it would be better for them to just never be spotted at all. We would be none the wiser. Sounds like a load of science fiction bull honky.
Oh boy, you are getting frustrated. And just wait till you hear the next one, my friend.
Okay, all right.
Another theory, and perhaps the most mind-fucking one, Tasker.
Yeah.
Is that the Greys are actually humans after hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of years in the future. How does your brain feel?
I thought we established that we evolved from bananas last episode. And now you're meaning to tell me that we're okay. Let me look. Explain this to me again.
Okay. Do you want me to go deeper into it, or do you want me to just tell you the basis again?
Let's just go deeper into it. I just got to kind of wrap my head around what kind of bullshit you're trying to feed me today.
Okay. All right, Tasker. So hold your horses. Now, I know you may be asking yourself, how is this possible if they aren't on Earth? Or how the fuck is this possible at all? Right? Is that what you're asking yourself right now?
Sort of, more or less.
Okay, well then I'll tell you. Not to get too back to the future on you, but something happened in the universe's timeline where we split off into two different routes. One route is what we know today, where we are Homo sapiens, right? Just paying student loans and going through a global pandemic and, still going to My Chemical Romance concerts, even though they broke up in like 2013, like that whole, like that's what we're living right now.
Yeah,
right?
I heard
our timeline.
I hear those tickets are actually really hard to get.
They are hard to get, but your boy got some.
Hey, nice. Don't get abducted out there.
Oh, I'll try. The other timeline is that where humans have jumped into the future compared to where we are right now, right? Like they kept living their life, but then when this split happened, we progressed slower. They progressed faster, but relative to our own times and our timelines, so nothing seemed different. Are you following me?
So you're meaning to tell me just a huge portion of the population just vanished one day?
No. So our reality itself split into two.
Oh, okay. Fractured. Got it.
Just completely fractured down the middle. So, but nobody was the wiser because when these things happen in the universe, you never really know. So we're living the way that we're living right now, but they kept living the way they're living right now, and they advanced much faster than us.
Lucky.
Yes, lucky, and they jumped into the future.
Yeah, I guess that's too.
And like I said, the other timeline is that where humans have jumped into the future compared to where we are right now and went through further evolution, faster evolution.
Think that has something to do. So is this like a parallel universe? So it's like this reality split off. So there's like two different versions of the same people, right?
Yes, that's a good way. That's a good way of simplifying it. Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I need to be like explain things like I'm 4 years old. Otherwise, I actually really will not get it at all.
I mean, you know what? I don't want to toot my own horn. Right? But this subject matter is pretty complicated.
Yeah, it is.
It takes a certain kind of brain to really wrap your head around rifts in reality and timelines and gray aliens. So that's why I'm your guide, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much for your noble sacrifice to the betterment of mankind's mental expansion.
Yes, you're welcome, everybody. I'm opening up that third eye. Remember, I've said it again. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Stop drinking the tap water. Like I keep seeing posts of people drinking tap water. I don't care if there's a global pandemic going on and you can't get your hands on water bottles. Find another way, because guess what? Calcifying your pineal gland, that's no bueno, man. What would Buddha think of you?
I love that you keep bringing that up too. Like it's a legitimate concern for you, huh?
I'm concerned for our listeners.
Yeah.
And their ability to see things beyond our reality.
So how would we go about opening our third eye? Just by listening to the podcast, right?
Listen to the podcast. Listen to our sultry voices. Make sure you're drinking plenty of citric acid, whether that's from like lemonade or just drinking straight up lemon shots or maybe some apple cider vinegar. That will, because what happens is citric acid. Okay, here's like a little bit of a science lesson for everybody out there. Time to put on my Bill Nye hat. Citric acid eats away at calcium. Okay, so that's why they say when if you want to prevent or if you have help me, what are those rocks that come out of your dick?
Oh, kidney stones.
Kidney stones. So if you want to prevent kidney stones, guess what they're made of? Calcium. Drink your apple cider shots every morning, apple cider vinegar shots. Prevent them. Same thing with your pineal gland. All this tap water that Obama started putting in our tap water, all right, is calcifying our pineal gland, which is dead center in the middle of our brain, right where our third eye is, man. And that's where we should be able to see things that we can't see because of that. We've talked about this in the reptilian episode, right? There are ways to pacify the masses that you're trying to dominate. And if the reptilians are trying to dominate us, what would you do then? Put fluoride in the drinking water, say it's because it's good for your teeth, whatever the fuck that means. And then guess what we're doing? We're drinking the tap water. We're showering in the tap water. And then our pineal glands are slowly becoming more calcified and encrusted in this calcium. So we can't use our third eye to know that we're all being manipulated.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I'm thinking too, what if like the old ancient like monarchies and stuff, you think they had the same idea of trying to pour fluoride into the peasants' water supply or some shit like that?
No, I think back then, I don't think fluoride in the water was a problem. I think people back then were able to see things that the reptilians didn't want them to see. And that's when they started getting the idea of putting fluoride or something to calcify us in the water, right? Because what's the thing that we as humans need to survive, and what that we are most likely to not think twice about?
Beer,
Close.
water.
Water.
Yeah.
Second to whiskey. All right.
Yeah, true.
So if they're putting it in the water, we're not going to bat an eye, but slowly over time, over hundreds of years of this kind of treatment, you can't see different realities anymore. That's why when we see ghosts, it's just like because our third eye isn't opened all the way and we can't see the full on picture.
Okay, hey man, if we had the power to see creatures and dimensional beings, I think culturally that'd be a little bit more, that would stick out a little bit more in our history books,
But who writes the history books?
The winners.
The winners. And guess who the winners are? Not the humans, man. It's definitely not us. I'll tell you that much.
So you're saying
systems, everything, dude. Everything's been taken over by the reptilians. Dude. The school systems for sure, right? Universities. You think that state universities are actually like not privately funded by the reptilians? It's fucking ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense.
So you mean
that goes in their textbooks that we pay hundreds of dollars for every semester is just bullshit.
So you're saying that's how they've engineered our entire well, no, we've already been into this. We already discussed this. But okay, all right.
It's engineered. We're literally living in a simulation right now.
Yeah. How are we back on reptilians again?
I don't know. Okay, let's stop talking about this because you're starting to get frustrated. I'm starting to get worried.
Yeah, because you're getting all that paranoia and you're condensing it into a small little jawbreaker and then sucking on it for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and I don't need that right now. I'm already fucking paranoid because guess what? Essential employee Nick reporting for duty. I have to go back to work tomorrow and face these fucking this bat virus that's going around. So,
Yeah,
I don't need more paranoia.
Not yet. I mean, I know you're almost half hoping to get the virus. That way you can finally get 2 weeks off, right?
Yeah, my hours changed. I have to get up at 4 a.m. now to be at work, just to say good morning to the COVID-19 virus. Isn't that cool?
Give it a good old high five, slap on the butt.
Yeah, just good morning, man. 5 a.m, huh? Well, see you around. And I'll just go about it for 8 hours, crossing my fingers that somebody coughs on me so I can have 2 weeks off.
Oh man, I laugh because it's actually that sucks horribly.
Yeah. Anyway,
anyways, back to buttholes.
Back to buttholes and evolution. So this can be assumed. Okay. So remember, we're talking about how the Greys are just fully advanced versions of us from a different reality that's split off. Okay.
Yes.
And this can be assumed if we look at the current state of how technology is evolving in our reality and how humans' habits have changed. We are developing much more advanced technology and rely less and less on our bodies to survive and work. The Greys, having a lack of muscle, small stature, a large head, and assumed larger brain, and the ability to speak telepathically, might have developed these traits through evolution as our bodies became less relevant to our daily life and our intelligence and minds became more prominent.
So it's like the opposite of what happened in WALL-E.
I've never seen it.
Really? Oh yeah, it's the whole planet is like devastated by like pollution and shit. So all of mankind just goes onto a giant space station and ends up there just living there waiting to see if Earth's habitable again. But since mankind basically has everything done for them by like machines, they just turn to giant like fat jelly blob people and like they all look like potato sacks.
It is kind of like that. I mean, think about what evolution is. Evolution is your species adapting to your environment over time. Mm-hmm. So if your environment requires less physical, let's say, physical like work, right? A lot of times these days, people work at a computer, sitting at a desk. That doesn't take a lot of effort and it doesn't use your body that much, but it uses a lot of thinking and it uses a lot of your mind. So if this is the way that things are going and it's just going to become more so in the future, you can imagine over thousands and thousands of years of further human evolution, that it's potentially possible our brains might get bigger, our bodies might get smaller because we don't really use them. We talk less, we think more. So maybe somewhere somebody developed telepathy, and then all of a sudden that's just a new thing. And that's what grays are.
Dude, telepathy would be so cool. Well, I don't know. I think if it had control, like you can like mute people, that would be cool because being able to hear everybody's thoughts at once would probably kill our entire species.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a way that they figured it out if they made it this far.
Yeah. It would be sick though. It would be pretty cool. I think dating would be a nightmare though.
That's true. It would be because you would know what they're thinking. Oh my gosh, does you think that my shirt's too tight? And then she'd be thinking, does he know that I'm thinking about bailing on him after this and not paying the bill and never calling him again because I don't want to hang out with this guy anymore, even though I swiped on Tinder and I don't think that he's worth it though.
Oh man.
Yeah, whatever. All right. I don't it's just
sounds like an awful future that I'm very glad we're not a part of.
Me too, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Now you may be asking, Tasker, I know you got a lot of questions today. All right. You may be asking yourself how these two timelines are able to exist in the same reality if people are claiming to be abducted by these beings and are interacting with them. Like, how is that possible? Right?
Yeah, right.
Well, you're stupid, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, enlighten me.
Well, the concept of time and the planes of reality are a tricky thing, and I'm not going to like attempt to explain most of it, okay?
Yeah, how convenient.
But perhaps the Greys either found a way to travel back in time at will to visit us, because if they're that advanced, I'm sure they know how to time travel.
Mm-hmm.
Or they know how to visit another plane of reality in order to visit us, much like the reptilians.
Of course, it's so simple. They can just time travel and speak telepathically. They can just do everything impossible. Of course they're real. Of course they're around. Of course they're a separate sect of this is why this is bullshit. This is fucking time. No, time travel is not a thing. It's not real. It can't be done. There's ideas about it, but that's just like, that's literally saying like, oh yeah, of course they're real. Of course it's so practical. It's like, really? How so? They're basically just gods. That's how they No.
Your calcified third-eyed brain cannot handle the fact that there are beings more advanced than us out there that know how to time travel. If their theory, compared to extraterrestrials, most of them, we as human beings are like monkeys, okay? Playing with fire and sticks, just learning that shit, okay? You can't deal with the fact that there are beings out there that are way more advanced than we are. So if we are monkeys, but we still have theories and are somewhat understanding of time travel, then a being far more advanced than us obviously like it just statistically makes sense that they have already adopted some kind of time travel. That could only make sense if we're that close and they're that far ahead, they've already done it.
These creatures sound like the antagonists from a D&D campaign that the dungeon master just can't let go. That they just think they're the coolest things ever and just keep stacking powers and stuff on them to make him as OP as possible to try to get his people to think his ideas are cool.
Yeah, because it's fucking cool, man. But it's also true.
Mm-hmm.
One of these theories is true. It has to be. And I'm just gonna say I believe in the second one. I think that they are organic android beings created by the tall whites.
I think out of all these impossible theories, that one is probably the least impossible.
So you don't think that there was a rift in our reality and that they are just hundreds of thousands of years advanced like evolution humans?
Bro, if the moon was a mile closer to us, we would all burn in a fiery inferno. I don't think anything that meticulous could happen and result in something like this.
But anything's possible in the universe.
Anything. Yeah, it's also,
don't get me started on the moon. Are we going to bring the moon up right now? Do you want to do that?
What do you have to say about the moon, possibly?
we could just do an episode on it. I don't want
Yeah.
to get too much into it. I think that the moon is fake, and I don't think that we need it, but that's something we can talk about in the future. But you brought it up. You brought the moon up, which was a bad idea. Anybody who brings the moon up around me knows I'm just going to start talking about how it's probably cardboard.
Yeah, no, you're just talking like you're a werewolf.
Well, anything's possible in the universe.
Yeah.
You know, I did masturbate a lot as a kid, so don't your hands turn hairy or something? Can you do that?
Yeah, I think so. But now it's evolved to the point where you actually just turn into a full blown werewolf. So
Cool.
When you're hopping on that free Pornhub premium, guess what? Yeah, that blood moon just happened. So send my regards to all your families.
Okay, so let's not get into the moon thing yet. We can do another episode on the moon and how it's made of ceramic. We can do that later. But okay, continue with your "This is bullshit" segment, because I'm curious as to why you don't believe in a race of beings, no matter where they came from, depending on whatever theory we talked about, that almost all of abduction scenarios where they have seen the beings have been reported as being the Greys. I think I saw a percentage. It was from one of those UFO centers. I forgot which one it was, but I think it was like 78% of cases or something like that reported seeing Greys.
Well, let me tell you this: when you are just waking up and you squint your eyes and everything's kind of blurry or something like that, that kind of distorts the human figure. And Greys are conveniently humanoid. So who's to say that all these people just didn't get drugged or, and also adrenaline and like being that hysteria of in the moment can do hella things to your story and do hella things to your perspective. And I think humanoid creatures, that just seems a little too on the nose. And I think that's why most of the cases do involve the Greys, because trauma does crazy shit to you. And I think sometimes it might be easier to put it together as an alien abduction. And who knows, maybe the government's just been doing shit like this and they're the ones feeding us all this to keep us placated so they can keep fucking with us.
That's not a bad point, the government thing. But I don't want you to know. I know you brought that up so you can get me off topic, because you know that the second you bring up the government and aliens, I'm going to start talking about how they're definitely hiding shit, or maybe, I don't want to talk about that. Look, you made some decent points. All right. But there's one thing my grandfather told me that I'm going to follow today, so I don't get too frustrated with your "This is bullshit" segment.
Yeah. What is it?
Never trust an Irishman. Is what
I think there might be some truth to that, actually.
So everybody out there, I want you to know something real quick. Tasker makes very good arguments. Okay. I'm more of an indirect argument guy. Like, yeah, you'll talk about facts, and yeah, you'll talk about like things that make sense, but I'll talk about your race, and I'll also talk about how curly your hair is and how short you are. So you know what? fuck you, buddy.
I'm actually, that's the most like honored I've ever been to be given the proverbial middle finger.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. We can agree we're obviously in this podcast, we almost always disagree. Okay.
True.
We're going to heavily disagree on this one. I think for some fucking strange reason, you were more on board with the reptilians, and I don't know why that is. I mean, I have my inklings as to why that is.
Oh yeah. I know you do, but
I'm pretty sure you're one of them. I'm just gonna come out there and say
it. Well, that would explain a lot. And who's to say I'm not a reptilian?
Yeah. Who is to say? That's a question, isn't it?
I guess
I'm gonna say you are a reptilian. I've been saying it, but now I have the balls to do it because you're not in the same room as me.
This is true. Actually, a fun little fact. We haven't really physically had contact in about a month now, huh?
Probably for the best. All right.
Look, well, yeah.
I want Tasker.
Yeah.
Let's just keep our friendship platonic. Okay. I know that you're missing everything. I know you miss this bodacious body, but right now I'm not looking for that. All right.
Oh, that's very sad to hear. And there goes your safe spot when the incoming apocalypse comes.
You know what? I've been nothing but cool to you guys. All right. Yeah, maybe I've been telling everybody the truth, but that doesn't mean that you have to eat me first. Like, save me for last, at least. At least I can, retain information. I could be useful to you guys.
Maybe, but we'll see. How do you know I'm not an informant from the? I'm just confusing myself with this. Holy shit!
Exactly. I got you running around in circles. You can't beat me when it comes to this, dude. I am the ultimate alien guy.
Damn it! I told myself I wasn't going to drink for the podcast, but I think I'm going to start.
I'm sorry. Well, it's only in your blood, so.
That's what I keep telling myself.
All right, guys. Well, before Tasker and I rip each other's heads off, metaphorically, because we're not in the same room.
Yep, can't do it.
It for the background on the Greys. Okay, so next week we will be getting more into the juicier and debatably more molesty details about the Greys and their agenda here on Earth. Okay, we're definitely going to be deserving our explicit tag next week.
Yeah, if butt stuff weirds you out, I would say take this week to kind of ease yourself into it. Maybe delve into some porn categories you haven't quite jumped into yet. Just so you're ready for it. Just so when we jump into this, it's not just this complete shock. You're not ripping the Band-Aid off in one fell swoop.
Yes, and come on, open up your eyes, guys. Open up your minds to the idea of butt stuff.
Yeah, it's anything.
Boys, girl, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys. Like, it's 2020. You're telling me that you haven't been shoving things in there?
with a good amount of care and understanding and practice, anything can be possible and a positive experience.
Yeah, it's like riding a bike.
Yeah, well, maybe not everything, but most things.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening to the first episode on the Greys. Hopefully it was entertaining for you guys. I know you guys have been stuck in the house for almost a month now. And I have the bittersweet, I'm going to say bittersweet position to be in where I am not stuck in the house all the time because I do have to go to work, which I hate. But also, I'm not stuck in the house. So hopefully this has been kind of fun for you guys and you guys can giggle and slap each other's asses while you're listening. And hopefully it's like at least an hour of a good time for you. That's what we're hoping for here.
Yeah. And this episode, of course, was a little bit more on the heavy information side, whereas I feel when we get into the agenda, that's when we get with some real debating. We get some really something to sink our teeth into and really a lot of stuff to debate. So just, hang tight for that.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, just another reminder, we are still working on the Count Chocula episode. I hit a little bit of a hitch when working on it this week. So I went to a website. Okay, it's a website where I thought I could find some information on Count Chocula, some kind of like damning information, right? I got a virus. It was actually ransomware. So I have to pay some guy in the Czech Republic. Is the Czech Republic still around? Yeah, it's still around. Okay, I have to pay some guy in Czech like $5,000 to get access back from my laptop. So we're waiting on that, but as soon as it clears up, we should be working on Count Chocula again.
Yeah, and normally some of you out there might be saying, but Nick, why don't you use that $5,000 to just buy a better laptop? We have so much research on Count Chocula in there. It's worth it. And that we've been through hell and high water. I actually had a guy come, I think it was a Men in Black, come to my door and mentioned something about like,
oh shit.
Yeah, like kind of like something like Hershey, something like as if he was like a representative. I saw the hints. So, I'm trying to keep a low profile. I'm just glad I don't have to leave the house so I can, secure everything. But just so you know, we're doing this for you guys.
Yeah, we're putting up with a lot of shit in order to get what was supposed to be a joke episode out. There is a lot of deep shit on Count Chocula, so please bear with us. That's scary though. You got visited by the MIB, huh? Or somebody like the MIB? Were they from like Kellogg's or something?
For all I know, I don't know. They were very, very distinct about keeping a low profile, and I tried not to answer them as best as I could because I didn't want them to. I'm not going to be intimidated. I'll say that.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. Spoken like a true ufologist, dude. Don't let them intimidate you. You're slowly becoming more like me. I love it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll check back in episode 120.
And real quick, guys, if you're listening on iTunes, we would love it if you would rate and review for us. Really would appreciate the support there.
Yeah, if you can only rate, that's a-okay, because I know it takes one click. But if you have a couple words, we read all of them because there's one of them. And it would be super cool to hear what you guys think.
Yes, like we always say, we want to have more connection with you guys and see what you want to talk about, as well as Spotify. So if you guys are on Spotify, which I think most people listen with, then if you want to give us a follow, that would be incredible as well. So you can see when we have new episodes.
Instagram at CEOTPK or Twitter at CEOTPK1, or check us out on our Facebook page, Close Encounters of the Podcast Kind, or you can just at CEOTPK.
And last but not least, of course, Discord. We're really trying to push our Discord because that's obviously the fastest way we can all communicate together. So that's going to be discord.gg/b6 capital C, capital T, 5, capital M, capital X.
Yeah, catch us there. Send us a meme, or your butthole pictures. You might get banned for it, or you might get promoted to an admin.
Yeah, you never know, but please, for the love of God, be like at least 23.
Yeah, and give us a warning. That would be really nice.
Just be like, heads up. Just send that in first, and then we'll all know what's coming.
See, that's the cardinal rule of butt stuff. It's always good to give a little warning beforehand.
Exactly. It's a dance. It's a delicate dance between you and your partner. How am I going to get in that booty? Is what you're thinking to yourself. But you have to be gentle about it. And you have to know the right things to say, know when it's gone too far, right? Because you can't just start pushing it in there.
Yeah, just like with the Greys, they coax you into it. They try to make you feel wanted and attractive.
Even the Greys use lube.
Yeah.
So please use lube.
Yeah, stay tuned, guys. Part 2 coming soon.
Enjoy.
1 second. I need to take a break. I'm literally going to shit my pants.
Okay, good luck.